$700,000 that we're leaving on the table every month times 12 because we didn't make that investment sooner. You know, sometimes pressure creates diamonds and sometimes it literally just crushes you. And the reason that the pressure was crushing me had nothing to do with the pressure and everything to do with the way that I was interpreting it.
You really need to just work it back from your goal, and then to hit the goal is usually sales calls or conversion events. So let's say you're trying to make 100K a month and you've got 2K retainers, you need 50 clients.
I think that the needing to like somebody and be liked by somebody and not wanting to leave somebody because you like them, I just think it's it's not 100K per month operator thought. We actually delayed ourselves opportunity to earn $1 million a month.
Today we're talking about the 100K a month playbook, habits, mindset, and moves of the top earners. Honestly, you could replace that 100K number with any number you want, 200, 500, $1 million. Once you've got this on lock, you can literally do whatever they want. Everyone says they want to make 100K a month, but most don't realize what it actually takes. We're going to talk about that. It's not about working more hours. It's not about hustling harder or doing more. In some cases it is. It's about how you think, how you move, and how you handle pressure. The people earning at that level have a completely different operating system. They know their numbers, they've got grit, they've got the right mentors, they take fucking big swings, and more importantly, they see business as something fun, not super stressful, and they don't get frazzed out if something goes wrong. Today, we're breaking down exactly what separates the top earners from everyone else. The mindset, the habits, and the moves that get you to 100K months, even $1 million a month. We're going to kick off personal updates. Steph, how you feeling, and what's your update?
I feel ready for this episode. It is something that I've personally had to lock in multiple times at each new level. 100K months, I had to lock in a new identity. 300K months, I had to lock in a new identity. And now we're locking in for $1 million months. It's like a whole different playing field, the way that you have to act and behave. And the internal operating system that you need to up level to be able to get there is the most powerful thing. So I'm super excited to talk about that today. On a completely separate note, and because I did not come super prepared with my personal update today, I saw a candle jar and it reminded me that we have our open house coming up really soon. And by the time this episode airs, it'll be
probably sold
the house. But real talk for you guys. The other day we were out on a walk and, we're set to make a bit of money on the house, which is cool. It's probably one of the biggest investments that we'll make money on in our lifetime so far. And so,
shitloads.
Yeah, by a mile.
Shitloads.
Yeah. And so we were out on a walk the other afternoon and I said to Tim, what do we need to do? We stand to make the biggest investment we've ever made on a return on investment on something that we've invested in. And no surprise, guys, that comes down to the fact that it was also the biggest investment that we've made so far, which is interesting. And I said, what do we need to do to get more for this house? And so we have done everything possible to get this house ready for open house. We have spent like multi-double digits in maintenance to get everything up to scratch. We have got beautiful staging furniture throughout the whole house. We've got up the wazoo cleaners. Literally right behind me as we speak is Tim's dad painting a wall behind us outside in the backyard. We have left no stone unturned. We've got an organizer coming in to organize all the pantries and everything so that when people open doors, it looks really organized. Like, if we stand to make the biggest investment from this thing that we've ever made, then why would we not go all in on making sure that we get the most out of that investment as possible? And I think that, to the point of today's episode, so many people just don't go all in enough. Like, if you invest in a coaching container, like, why are you not 110% 2 feet in or fucking in all day? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, do everything the coach tells you, get the outcome, do the result, like, just do the thing, right? And I don't know, that's my personal update anyway. Hopefully we sell the house and it's going to be awesome.
Animation from it. Let's fucking go.
Hopefully we sell the house for lots and, the new owners are really happy and we're really happy and it's a win-win for everybody. But Tim, what's your personal update?
Yeah, so for the first time in a very long time, you and I are not the bottleneck in our business, which is pretty crazy. So
rare for me.
Yeah, rare for Steph. But usually the founder is the bottleneck because they just can't move at the speed or they can't get out of their own way or they can't free up the capital or resources or whatever it is. So we are taking so much fucking action and I have so much shit out for other people to do that is just not relying. I'm literally waiting right now on like editors to finish videos, funnel builders to finish funnels, like our website company to like add pages on our website before we can take any moves. And it's actually quite nice and equally as frustrating when I'm just waiting on other people to do shit for us to move. And to take it to the next level, it's really not been about doing more. I'm just literally waiting for every other fucking person to do their job so we can move forward with it, which is just a crazy thing for us.
Yeah, and I think also testament to the fact that like we made a decision not that long ago to go from where we are now to like 4x that number.
Yeah.
And we did not have the team.
We don't have 4x.
We don't have 4x the output. So
Yeah.
we are ready and we are dialed in. And to be fair, the client success team is dialed in, the admin team is dialed in, but we didn't have all the additional
the
other pieces, and so we've had to hire and upskill them pretty rapidly,
Yeah.
and so that's why it's been taking a little while. But I think once all those people are hired and trained and all things are working, it's gonna go fast, which is exciting.
So it's a 5-parter episode today. We've got 5 individual parts. We're going to get into number 1. People that get to that number, they know their numbers. You can't just fluke your way there. Top earners don't guess. They know what's working. They know what's not working. They know exactly where their next dollar is coming from. They don't avoid their dashboard like something bad's going to happen. They don't get emotional about money. They see their numbers as feedback, not judgment. If something's off, they fix it fast. Steph, why do you think so many coaches avoid looking at numbers, and what does that actually cost them?
I think so many coaches are rolling around with so many beliefs around money and their ability to earn money and their ability to hold money and their ability to make money. And that one set of belief systems is the number one thing that's going to cause you to sabotage all of your income, because you'd be so worried about not making it because you attached meaning to not making it. You've said that if I don't make this amount of money, then I'm a failure. And then you only look at your dashboard when you know that you've made that money or more. What you're actually doing is you're creating the failure, because by not looking at the dashboard, by not looking at where things are trending down, and by making that mean something about you. So, hey, if we're not getting enough leads, you make that mean something about you. See, I knew this wasn't going to work. See, I am a failure. See, I'm not good enough at marketing. And freaking out about it, you not only stall your growth, you will send it backwards. And then to avoid that feeling, you actively avoid looking at your dashboard. Then things trend downwards, you don't fix them, and you just stay stuck in like money purgatory forever. And I know that so deeply because I've lived it repeatedly for like 5 or 6 years, the last 5 or 6 years. And it's only been since doing a ton of hypnotherapy that I finally like uncovered and unblocked that money leak. But like, oh my God, guys, it will keep you broke for so long. And you absolutely need to work on that. If it's uncomfortable, you need to look at your numbers every fucking week as an absolute minimum.
Yeah, funny story on this. We actually had a client of ours come to us the other day, and they were like, hey, I want to hit 100K months, and they're currently at 60, which is fucking hilarious that we're actually talking about the 100K month playbook today. It just works. And then Steph said, send me your KPIs. And they sent over the KPIs, and they were patchy as shit. Like, there was stuff missing, there was numbers wrong, there wasn't anything on there. If you don't know where you're at, how the hell are you going to know what to fix? You can't just like wing your way to growing a business. It's just like step 1, guys, if you want to build a 20, 30, 50, 100K a month business and keep it there, is you have to be tracking your numbers every single week, like Steph said. You got to review it on Monday. It's just like, that's the difference between a hobby and an actual business.
Okay.
And that's taking it seriously.
For sure. But people track their numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you can get a VA, which, by the way, guys, you should get a VA. This should absolutely not be you tracking your numbers.
Yeah.
You can get a VA to go and give you all the numbers and give you a dashboard. How do you read the dashboard? Like, how do you know if it's working, what's going backwards? Like, what are you looking for? Like, that feels like really obvious to answer, but go through it.
Well, you need to know how many clients you need to hit your whatever goal that is. So let's say you're trying to make 100K a month and you've got 2K retainers, you need 50 clients. So it's like you're tracking how many actual clients you have, and then what's the gap. So you need to know how many clients you need. And then from there, you'll need to know how many sales calls, how many events, how many people do I need to get on conversion events. And then from there, it's like how many you're actually hitting. So you really need to just work it back from your goal, and then to hit the goal is usually sales calls or conversion events. From there, it's like how many leads do you need? And then from there, it's like how many people are clicking on the ad? What's the open rate of the emails? And then really you're just working it back steps from there. So it's quite hard without a specific example of what numbers you need to look at, but you need to know like what's the goal and what you're actually hitting from there, and then work it back. Usually it's about marketing and sales, and that's why most people aren't hitting them. And then specifics on those numbers as well. So we can talk about show rate, close rate. We can talk about cost per lead, cost per book call, cost per acquisition, like all these like crazy metrics on it. But from like the outset out, you need to know how much money you want to make, and then how many clients you're going to need to actually make that money.
I tell you something, guys, that you need to hear right now is that there has never been someone that I've met that's running a business at $100,000 a month or more that doesn't on demand know the number off by heart because they're looking at them every week. So, for example, if Tim and I go to an event and it's full of 100K per month entrepreneurs or more, you could walk up to anybody and be like, oh yeah, cool. Well, what's your close rate? And they know the answer. Oh, cool. Well, what's your show rate? Oh, awesome. Well, how many people showed up to the conversion event? What was your show rate? Okay. And how many did you convert from the back end? Oh, we did this. They know their numbers. They don't have to go, oh, let me just go quickly look at my dashboard to know my numbers. They just know them, guys, because they're looking at them and they're analyzing them every single week. And I think that if you're not doing that, and if you're jumping on one of our success score calls and you're saying, hey, I want to be a 100K per month operator, as an example, we're going to ask you your numbers. Like, either have them ready, prep them before the call so that you know, or start getting in the habit of really looking at them. Oh, part 2 is my favorite. And I think, Tim, you are going to be the perfect person to speak to this because I feel like this is you to a T. But part 2 of what it takes to earn 100K per month and what these people are doing differently is they've got grit. And in brackets, we've got here written, they've got the dog in them. Because at some point, guys, business does get hard. And in fact, it's going to be hard repeatedly a lot, very often. And that's when most people slow down, they back off, they disappear, they start doubting themselves, they hide. But the ones who make it, they literally do the exact opposite. They push harder, they lean into the resistance, they show up more, they ask for more support, they treat challenges as the reps that build strength. Tim, what do most people do when business gets hard and how does it serve them?
Yeah, most people have a really fucked up mindset when it comes to like challenges in business. They see it as a negative, or I'm a failure, or it's not going to work, or I should throw in the towel because so-and-so said this to me. And it's just like, honestly, it's such a defeatist mindset. If you were not getting results in your business, it's not a sign that you suck or it's never going to work. It's just you haven't found the way, and it's feedback towards where you want to go. So I just want to say here, guys, business has changed over the last 5 years. If you were in business 5 years ago, shit was fucking easy. And now it is incredibly hard. So now more than ever, you see more businesses closing, more people giving up, more people going to get jobs, more people making excuses. And honestly, it's because they just don't have the dog in them. Because you've got to be able to get up when shit is bad. And if you can't get up when shit is bad, then like this business thing is going to get super hard. You need to reframe what's going on in business as it's just feedback. It doesn't mean you're a shitty operator or your sales aren't going to work or you can never make money. You need to just reframe that this is part of the process, and that if whatever comes easy to you won't last, and if it comes hard to you, it will last because you've learnt the lessons and you've done what it takes to grow a huge business. And honestly, you just got to dig a bit deeper and show everyone, or show the world, or show no one, it doesn't really matter who you show, that you really fucking want this thing. Steph, why do you think some people crumble under pressure while others just push through and get it done?
I used to be someone who crumbled under pressure, and 50-50, right? Like, I have always had a bit of the dog in me for sure, but I want to prove myself right often. And so, you know, growing up when I went for jobs, I always made sure that I got the job. Like I wanted to challenge myself, and I would like, you know, always get the job, always do my best at that work, always try and show up and do the best that I could. And so I always wanted to be like kind of a top performer, I guess. But when it came to entrepreneurship and when it came to running my first business, there were times, and there have been times in the past 5 years where the pressure has almost crumbled me, where it's been like, you know, sometimes pressure creates diamonds and sometimes it literally just crushes you. And the reason that the pressure was crushing me had nothing to do with the pressure and everything to do with the way that I was interpreting it. If my mind frame or my mindset when receiving that crumbling pressure is, you fucking got this, you can do this, just stand up, you've only got to put one foot in front of the other, just see it like through till tomorrow, you can 100% do this, then the pressure wasn't crushing. The pressure was just pressure, and it made me want to do better, just like going for a run, you know? It's like if you do 4K to a 5K run and you just tell yourself you can finish that last kilometer, you're going to finish the last kilometer. But if you tell yourself this is too hard, I want to give up, you're going to stop. And so it's exactly the same thing when it comes to business. Your internal story is exactly what's going to allow you to get crumbled by the pressure or crushed by the pressure, or what's going to see you lean in and push past the pressure and actually get the accolade and the reward at the end.
I just want to add in something here. It's like, we speak about getting the dog in you, but how the fuck do you get the dog in you? Like if you've never been exposed to someone that has the dog in them. And I think it's really hard to do if you haven't seen what this type of operator looks like. And for us, it's been a little bit easier to get the dog, or the more of the dog, because we're exposed to a lot of these people quite consistently, and it's kind of like an infectious thing. it's very hard to get this level of operation if you're just surrounded by average people. And like, I don't mean that with any disrespect. Like, not everyone in the world can be an absolute operator and have the dog in them and change the world and do Elon Musk shit and make heaps of money. But if you're constantly surrounded by people that are just wanting average lives and they want to make 10K a month and they're just happy with having a job, it's going to be very hard for you to do. And I know someone might be listening to this right now and be like, yeah, well, that's my reality and that's what I've got around me, which is fine. But you need to put yourself in rooms and you need to put yourself in the way of getting around operators and people that are really doing it. And that's how you do it. It's like, it's the most cliche saying in self-development. It's like, you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. That's why people come to our retreats and they fucking grow their business. Like, they go hard because they're surrounded by people that are doing it. And I really want you guys to know that, like, if you don't have that network right now, or you do, that's cool. But getting that shit in your life is one of the most powerful things you can do. We recently joined a mastermind, and I kid you not, we are like the worst performers in there. You don't know how motivating that is. Like, just to be the absolute worst in the room. And like, some of you guys might know us and be like, how are you guys the worst in the room? Like, there are people in there doing $5, $6, $7 million a month in revenue in their business. Think about how fucking big the dog is in them to get to that level. Like, you can't just push to that level just by willy-nilly hanging out with average people. Like, it's just is what it is. And like, I mean no disrespect in this. It's just, I'm just saying that how it is.
I want to spit some facts real quick.
Yeah.
The chances of you getting to $100,000 a month are like, you're in the top 1% of people. Okay.
Yeah.
So the top 1% of people. So if you were to put that as an equivalent to, you know, athleticism, you're going to be in the Olympics. You might not be podium, but you're going to be competing and performing at an Olympic level, right? You're in the top 1% of all athletes in the world at the thing that you choose to do. Do you think that athletes want to show up every day? Do you think that they want to push themselves to get faster times? Do you think that they want to dive in the pool at 4 a.m? Of course not. Every single day, of course they don't want to do it. Of course there are days where it feels hard. Of course personal stuff comes up and is challenging. But if you want to be in the top 1%, if you're listening to this podcast and you're like, I do want that for myself, I do think I can do that, then you have to treat yourself and this business like an athlete. You have to train it every day. You have to show up for it, even if it doesn't feel like it, even when it's not convenient. And if you do that, you will get the results that the top 1% of people get.
All right, guys, part 3 of this is you have to have the right mentors. And top performers don't win by figuring it all out themselves. They invest in people who have already walked the path before you. A good mentor doesn't just teach you what to do. They stop you from wasting years doing the wrong shit. They give you perspective. They give you structure. They give you accountability. And honestly, like, if your mentor isn't pushing to be better, it's probably time to get another mentor. You are usually capped most of the time if you're giving it fucking everything in business and you're going hard as shit every single day by your mentor, because they're just not going big enough. And we've seen this time and time again. People come into Success School after having another coach who's just playing average and just doesn't want to go hard enough, and they just start blowing shit up. Okay. And they're inspired by us going absolutely ham at it. So you really need to be cognizant of that. Steph, how do you know if you've got the right mentor, not just someone you like or stay with, like in a hostage negotiation type deal?
You can like a lot of people. And in fact, I don't even have to like my mentors to be able to sign up with them to see that they're geniuses at business, right? Like, so I think that the needing to like somebody and be liked by somebody and not wanting to leave somebody because you like them, I just think it's it's not 100K per month operator thought. Like, that's just not how people at the top are thinking. You invest in somebody because you can see that they can help you get to the next level. Yes, you should have some level of values aligned with this person. Of course, they shouldn't be a scammer or an asshole or, you know, do things that are like gross, you know, and negligent or whatever, right? But ultimately, if you kind of like them, you can kind of see that they're an awesome person and you can see that they've got the pathway and they've done it a heap of times before you, then you should go work with that person. But that person should be way in front of you. Way in front of you.
Yeah.
Like, they shouldn't be just in front of you. If you're at like 20K months, you shouldn't hire someone who's at 50K months. Like, they're not going to be able to help you get there. If you're at 20K months, you should hire someone that's at 100K months or beyond to be able to help you, support you to get there. So I think that for me, I have been trapped in hostage situations with mentors because I felt too bad to leave. I think that was like really 10K, 20K per month mindset. And it's like not going to get you to the next level.
Yeah. Some of our clients, like, they come to us with issues or problems, and to us, they might seem so small, like, yeah, obviously just do this, like, bang. And it just comes off like super simple. And that's the level you want to get to with a mentor. And you want the problem that you ask them to be so insignificant because they've solved the problem like a billion times that it's super easy for them. That's how you know you have the right mentor. And yeah, the hostage situation thing is funny. It's just because you've paid someone one time or sometime doesn't mean you need to, or you owe them to pay them for the rest of your life. Like if you've grown and you've moved on as a person, it's okay to get another mentor. I just want to speak about like, you know, the mentor thing is like, you don't just have to pay mentors all the time. Obviously there is a, you know, like value exchange in them. I have tons of good mentors now who I've previously paid, who I don't anymore, who are now friends. And people want to get mentors, but sometimes they're not willing to put down the financial investment to pay them to actually get them as a mentor for life. And I think like if you're just, you know, like a coach or an operator and you want a mentor and you're really just not willing to throw down and you really just want free advice from other people, I think it's a really terrible way to go around it, but you need to like earn the respect of the people as well.
I would say there's never not once been a time that we haven't had big investment in coaches.
Yeah.
Since we've been together, one of us is investing in a coach at any one time, all the time.
Yeah.
I don't think in the 10 years that we have been together that we have been coachless.
Yeah.
Courseless, mentorless. Like we've had someone at every new level, and at every new level the investment gets bigger and more scary and bigger and more uncomfortable, and that's just part of the game, guys. And like, but the people that you meet because of the investments that you make open all of the doors, and it's just so worth doing. But of course, everything feels like a risk until you realize it's actually an investment. Part 4 of the attributes that people who are at 100K a month or beyond have is that they swing for the fences. So the people who grow the fastest do not play it safe. They make bold moves even when it's uncomfortable. Because honestly, you cannot reach new levels by doing the same things that got you here. At some point, you have to bet on yourself and go all in. Tim, I'm sure you've got 100 stories to tell here about this, but why do you think that most coaches play it safe instead of taking big swings?
Yeah, before we get into that, we heard the story the other day of this baseball player, and I think he got like a $700 million contract. And essentially what he does is every time he gets to the plate, he is swinging the fuck off the bat. Like he's trying to hit home runs, trying to hit it out of the stadium every single time. And he's probably one of the highest paid athletes of all times because he takes big swings. Like he's not getting up there trying to bunt the ball and steal bases. Like he's getting out there trying to like smash the bat in half and like kill people in the stadium and like knock someone's fucking head off with a baseball. And that's why he's paid so much, is because he takes huge swings and it has paid off. I think a lot of coaches do play it safe because they think something bad is going to happen on the other end of like not playing it safe. It's like realistically, if you out there, you're a 10, 20, 30, $40,000 a month coach, consultant, service provider, and let's hypothetically say you went all in with me on paid ads. You went all in. You watched everything. You got on every call. You went all in and you put $5,000 down. What do you have to lose, honestly, besides probably like 20 hours or 30 hours of your time and $5,000? You have nothing to lose, and there's only upside to it. It's like there's such a fear that people have of, I think, one, doing the work, and 2, investing in yourself. But every time you invest in yourself, or you put the money or the energy into investing in yourself, good things happen. Like when does it go bad? Like it never goes bad.
Yeah. Even if you get a shit mentor, you've learned a lesson about shit mentors, and you've learned a lesson about the kind of mentor that you want to be. Like we've invested $20,000 in a program that was fucking awful. It was like one of the worst programs I've ever invested in. But one, it showed me that our program was awesome. I got a lot of product confidence from witnessing this other crappy program. And 2, I got a hell of a lot of insight about what it takes to build an incredible community and how we should build our own community way better than what they had built it. And so even though we could say, and also I had probably a few mindset shifts from some of the work. And so I look at that and I could go, oh, I wasted $20,000 and it was such a, waste of money. But all I see is upside. All I see is everything I got out of it and how much I learned and how much more confident I am as a coach and in my program and in my ability to sell our program because of witnessing the world's worst programs, right? And so guys, there's literally nothing to lose. Like Tim said it really clearly before. He was like, there's nothing to lose. And you might be thinking, well, there's 5K to lose. Guys, 5K is not going to ruin your life. It's not going to ruin your life. Like, losing your house, yeah, but we're not asking you to put your mortgage down on Facebook ads. We're asking you to put $5,000 down, which you can make back by just working a little harder or selling a little more. This is not gambling. This is business. It's completely different.
Steph, let's talk about the energy of like investing in yourself. So recently you dropped 120K on a mentor. What happened to your energetic state in terms of like your hustle, your motivation, like how seriously you took it?
Oh yeah, like when you invest, like, I don't think I've ever
taken
any.
It's a big swing.
Yeah, it's a big swing. $120,000 is a big swing.
Yeah.
to invest in somebody that I don't know, that is on the internet, that is in America, that I will very rarely speak to due to calendar times and all those sorts of things. And I locked the fuck in.
Yeah.
I have watched more trainings from this coach than I've watched from any other coach ever before, because I want to make good on my $100,000 investment.
Yeah.
And two, I truly believe, and I back myself, that this person is going to help us get there. And that without a doubt, we will get there. I back myself, and I back you, and I back us, and I back our team to get there. I back his knowledge to help us get there. And I back myself for making a $120,000 investment. So it's got to work. Like, I've got no choice. Like, it's got to work. And he's helped dozens of people hit $1 million months, which, guys, by the way, is 0.01% of people that will hit $1 million a month. Like, we're talking like there should not be dozens of people doing it, because it's not that easy to do, right? And so, yeah, when you take a big swing, you go all in. And then because you go all in, and because you're putting the output doubles, and because you get excited and lit up about what's possible again, guess what? You start attracting more good shit into your life. You start attracting more clients, more revenue, more wins. You start stacking more confidence. And all of a sudden, your business starts growing because you took the big risk. Talk about investing in ads, like, as, you know, because I think that this is a really interesting topic.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, you know, we're looking at potentially putting $50,000 down on an ads campaign soon.
Yeah, we're taking a big swing pretty soon. We're running a challenge coming up. We don't have a TBA on it yet, but we've kind of committed a $50K budget to ads. You might be thinking that's a fuckload of money, or that's not a lot of money, but there's a huge ROI on it. So, like, if you just think about it outside of the logistics of it, obviously we're going to get a challenge, so we're going to make money back on the challenge. Then we're going to get at least 5,000 leads, which is an investment in the long term. But people have this really, like, fucked up idea around investing in ads, like they're going to lose money on it. Like, you're going to learn so much about your market. You're going to get a ton of leads. You're going to get a ton of sales. You're going to get a ton of people to see you. Like, it's really not a big swing when you think about it, because it is an investment in what you do. I just want to ask you the final question on this topic. It really pisses me off, actually, when people, like, have a sales call with us or a team, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to start when, or I'm going to start next year because of X, or I'm going to start when the stars align and the chakra goes purple and it's Capricorn rising. It's like, people wait for the perfect moment to take a risk or an investment. It's like, why is that? And, like, what would you say to people that are doing that?
I think that people are oftentimes waiting to feel ready. And I would just say that ready is not a feeling that you will experience. Ready is a decision. It's not something that you will feel. It's like, I decide to feel ready today. I'm ready now, you know? Yeah. And so I think that a lot of people are waiting for that ready feeling. And what actually comes is fuck it, I can't do this any longer. I'm all in on this ready decision. And so the thing that pisses me off most about this is how much they're delaying their own opportunity, like, and their own growth, you know? Like, I'm pissed off at myself. I'll give you an example of this. I'm pissed off at myself that last year I didn't invest in this new coach that we just invested in, because we would have been 1 year ahead. And so for every year that we delay this investment of $120,000, we actually delayed ourselves opportunity to earn $1 million a month. Like, I can't even tell you, that's like $700,000 that we're leaving on the table every month times 12, because we didn't make that investment sooner. And we've seen clients come into our program that do the exact same thing. You know, like when Sherry joined, she was at $8K a month, and then she, you know, went to $40K a month in 5 months. Like, so every month that she delayed joining before that, she was leaving $32,000 on the table every single month. Like, you guys don't realize how much potential every single one of your businesses has. And I'm talking to you, even though right now you're like, yeah, but maybe mine couldn't go there. I'm talking to you right now, yours can. We have had toxic mold naturopaths. We have had the world's weirdest and wackiest. We've had relationship coaches specializing in divorces. We've had divorce coaches who specialize in divorce after relationships have ended. We have lawyers and doctors and nurses and all sorts of weird, wacky and wonderful people that come in and can earn that kind of money without fail. And so if you're sitting there right now and you're thinking to yourself, oh, that can't happen for me, well, that is the exact mindset that's stopping you from actually being able to achieve the goal that you want to achieve.
Yeah, take a risk in yourself. Part 5, this is a great one. These type of people, they see business as a game and actually make it fun. The best in the game don't take it too personally or too seriously. They treat it like a game, something to enjoy, improve at, and play to win. They don't get stuck in comparison, looking at what someone else is doing on Instagram, perfectionism. They stay creative, they stay curious, they're competitive, and that's why they last longer than everyone else, and they have more fun doing it. This took me many years to get to, and I know like it's easier said than done. If you're a coach, consultant, service agency, business out there right now, and you're fighting to put food on the table, I can imagine that wouldn't be very fun. But once your needs are met, like seriously, think about it. It doesn't take much for your needs to get met financially. And once you're there in business and you're taking it actually seriously, if you think about this like fun, it actually can be fun. It is just a game. It's like, what levers and triggers do I need to pull to get X result? And like, how can I have fun with the team? How can I gamify it? How can I have fun with my clients? How can I say some funny shit? Like, even in the responses that we give in school now, like I've started inserting some humor and some jokes in it, because I don't think business just needs to be so like rigid, set in stone, revenue, profit, all that type of stuff. I think it can be fun.
If you're a parent out there, and I think a lot of parents listen to this podcast, and even if you're not a parent, maybe you have a niece or a nephew or a cousin or a little brother or sister, it's not fun when you sit down to play make-believe. Like, you don't think to yourself, oh, goody, I'm so pumped to pretend to pay pirate ships with you today. But the more that you tell yourself it's fun, the more fun you have, right? And I think that fun becomes one of those. Fun is just like ready. It's something that we tell ourselves that we're experiencing. If I wake up in the morning and I say, today's going to be a fun day, I'm actually looking forward to all of these things on my list of things to do today. And yeah, there's some shit in there because like no day is perfect. But if I look at my day and I'm like, I can't wait to have fun today. Do you know what? I'm going to try and make some laughs and make some jokes. I'm just going to try and like have fun. What would I need to happen for today to be fun for me? You set the intention for it to be fun and it will be fun. Like, it's so simple, and yet you're sitting there in like constant grind. And Tim, I think to your point, like, you used to love the constant grind because I think that it, for you, felt like you were earning something, you know?
For sure.
Whereas now we've learned that like the fun and the balance is like part of what makes it enjoyable to continue doing up to $100,000 a month and then beyond that. Why do you think that so many people do lose the fun in business? And when they lose fun in their business, what does that do to their results?
Yeah, I think a lot of people just take it way too seriously. Like it means something personally about them if they can't quite crack it or can't quite get the next level, or they miss the sales call, or they miss whatever it is. Like, they literally make it mean that their personality sucks and people don't like them, when literally it's just the numbers. Like, if someone doesn't buy your shit, buy your program, sign up with you, you just haven't hit the right emotional triggers, or you haven't hit the right messaging, or you haven't solved the needs. It's not, it literally doesn't mean anything personally about you. I think you just need to like separate. You and your business are not the same, and this is a huge danger, and we see this all the time with our clients, is like they attach like their business and their life are like one in the same. They're not two different entities that are separate. And when one goes up, it's great. So when they're crushing it in business, they anchor on that high. It's really good. And when business goes bad or goes south and everyone has a bad month, they attach their meaning, their worth, and their happiness to that, and it goes south as well. You need to separate the two and just realize that like this thing, your business, this entity, like, yes, it does have energy. Yes, it does have soul. Yes, it does have a thing, but it's not you, and it's not one and the same. And they are two separate things, especially if you're like have a coaching business going above 10K a month. Like, you just can't identify with your business. Steph, what shifts when you start treating business like a game instead of something serious or stressful?
I'll be really honest and say, like, it took me quite a long time to get to the point where business felt like something that wasn't serious and stressful. And again, I said at the beginning of the episode, I think like unwinding those money stories was like the most powerful thing for me, because it was definitely money that drove that for me. But for some people, it's going to be fear of failure or whatever it is. I think that you've got to understand that in any game, and I'm going to use snakes and ladders as an example, sometimes you're going up a ladder really fast and sometimes you're sliding down on a snake, and it's just a game. It's just like anything else. As long as your needs are covered, guys, like, I do not think that you should be getting loans out the size of your mortgage to put into your business. I think that there's a risk. Crazy. I think you need to talk to financial advisors and make really sound decisions if you're planning on doing those sorts of things, okay? But if you're here and you're an online coach and you do internet money like us, there's really no risks here, guys. Like, as long as your base needs are covered, so as long as you're earning 5 to 10K per month, everything is paid for within your home, your mortgage is covered, and you've got a company, you know, your mortgage is separate to all those things. You're paying yourself.
Legally, you're fine.
You're legally, you're comfortable. Like, it's time to kind of, you know, just enjoy the game a little bit. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. That's business. And if you were expecting business to be this journey of just constantly, up and then plateau, up and then plateau, like you are in for a really, really tough ride. Like the best businesses and the best business stories come from the losses. Like it comes from the times where it was fucking hard. It comes from the times where you had to grit your teeth. Alex Hormozi's best stories come from when he was sleeping under a bridge, or when he was sleeping on the floor of his gym, or when he had to put his last 50 grand into Facebook ads from his credit card and he was living on Layla's parents' couch. Like, these are the stories that I remember of Alex Hormozi, and I don't know all of his stories because they're the ones that are the most profound. They're the ones that stick with you, where you're like, that person's got grit, that person's got grind, that person's got hustle, and it's something admirable. And I think that every single person listening to this podcast can be that person. You don't have to take those sorts of crazy risks, but I do think that you do need to, just go a little bit more all in and like not take it all so seriously.
All right, guys, 100K a month doesn't come from one magic strategy. It comes from how you show up. You start to think like a pro. You start to track what matters. You keep going when it gets hard, and you don't make excuses and silk. You get the right mentors, and you take big fucking swings. And then the whole thing becomes fun again. So if you're missing any of that, it could be the reason why it's not fun or it's not working for you. But that separates the people who talk about success and the ones who actually live it. I want you to be one of those people that lives success. If you want help on that journey, guys, we would love to help you inside Success School. Go to our website, makemoreprofit.com. Click on the Mastermind tab, apply to work with us. We would love to have a scale session with you in our program, and we extend the invitation for you to get to 100K months. We would love to help you get there. Fuck 50K. Let's get to 100K months and let's do this. So book a scale session and we'll see you next week. If you're new around here and you love that episode, hit that subscribe button on whatever platform you're at. Mic drop.